ready? What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Manful Podcast. I am so thankful you're back here to watch or to listen or whatever it is that you're doing right now, even if I'm just in the background while you're just hoovering up in the fucking house. But today we've got a nice special guest and I'm actually really excited to get him on. And it is the boy Connor Cuttress, who's also known as C2. And lads, he's just a boy, I'm not gonna lie, he's fucking cool.
Thanks,
Connor,
man.
lad, how are we?
Alright, man, yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. If I was you, I'd probably sit a little bit either closer to the mic or pull them or the mic a bit to reach you. Yeah. But how are we?
I'm alright, lad, yeah.
What have you been up to, lad? Because it's been a minute.
Just life, really, bro. Just cracking on with the music. Just, yeah, trying to find my feet again.
What do you mean though, like trying to find your feet? Because you hit a lot big time, didn't you, for like a period?
Yeah. I feel like when you get certain opportunities and then you see your life going one way and it doesn't go that way, it can take a big toll on a person, which it kind of did. So I feel like now I'm just finding my feet again so I can bounce back better than where I was in the first place.
How long has that been though? Because how long was it when you brought your big tune out?
3 years ago.
Fuck. Wow.
Yeah, time flies.
Jesus, 3 years.
Yeah.
So as like finding your feet kind of been in the sense of it's been 3 years of finding your feet, or has it been a year, months?
I'd say it's been about a year and a half.
A year and a half, really? So what have you been doing in that time?
Just trying to reconnect with people in the music industry, finding work in and out of jobs. It's just standard.
Yeah, because like people know that you're talented, and obviously you brought out music. You've been doing music for years. Well, what are we now? 26. You're 27 this month. You've been doing it about
That's good memory now.
13, 14 years. 15 years.
Yeah, going on 16 this year. Yeah.
So you've got talent, you've got experience, you've got tunes, you've got connections. What's like been hard for you?
I'd say the hardest part at the start was obviously being from Liverpool and trying to break into the whole like bigger aspect of the UK, because I feel like for a very long time the UK hasn't took Liverpool artists seriously unless they're a band or an R&B singer. Because obviously I started on grime, rap, so the accent was never really accepted as much. So that probably took a while. But yeah, it started picking up in the last 5-6 years, I'd say. So probably that was one. And then I just started, the older I got, I started meeting new people and ended up just getting involved with some people who could actually make a difference and put me in contact with the right people. And then just went from there.
But are them people like kind of hard to get in touch with, the ones that can take you to the next level?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rare to come across.
Yeah, I just got lucky, to be fair.
Right? Why?
Right. No, so I used to work in a studio called Go Play, which is run by a guy called Kof. And one day he couldn't do a session, so he asked me to step in for him in a session. So I stepped in. The client brought an artist from London with him. So then, obviously, as the session's gone on, I've just been speaking to them. And then after the session finished quite late. So he was like, oh, is there anywhere good to go out in Liverpool? So I just said to him, yeah, take me number. Give me a bell if you decide to go out in a bit. Didn't bell me, so I thought, okay, that's the last of that. And then a few days later, I was in a lecture in uni, and then he called me and just said, oh, like I'm just chilling in the house. I'm going back to London in a bit. Do you want to come and chill for a bit? So I said, yes, son. Went there. I knew that he was quite a big grime MC because he was big years ago, like talking like Channel U days, Channel AKA, like way back. And then when I realised who he was, I started like showing him my grime songs, and he was like, yeah, like they're good, but have you got anything that like is different? So then I played him a snippet of my song Oyinbo, and then he just started like jumping around the room. He's like, I need to make calls right now. And then he started making calls. And he's literally calling like people from labels, and they're answering the phone. He's like, don't talk, just listen. And then he's playing it, and they're going, what? Who's that? And he's going, it's a white guy from Liverpool. And then he was basically said to me that day, can I be your manager? And I was like, well, I've got nothing to lose anyway, so fuck it. And then, yeah, just went from there, really.
What was like the next steps then? Because the way that you described that to me, that sounds like cutting half a film, not gonna lie.
No, that's
like,
what it felt like,
shut
to
up
be
and
fair.
just listen to this tune now.
Yeah, that's what it felt like at the time. Then obviously I started going down to London quite a bit. Staying at his, we were going to like just like studio sessions and meeting artists. And then one day he just said, like, I said I was staying in his, and then one day he just said, oh, get ready, we've got to go meet the vice president of Atlantic and the head of A&R. So I was like, he's like, they just want to meet you. So I'm sitting there getting all nervous now, because I thought, like, Atlantic Records, because obviously Atlantic's known for like, they signed Aretha Franklin, like Genesis, like all the big artists in the 80s. Then they've got Bruno Mars, Cardi B, all of them. So I'm shitting myself. Went there, and it turned out that they didn't just want to talk to me, they wanted to sign me that day. And then just went from there, really.
Jesus.
Yeah, a lot happened like in a short space of time. I went from just thinking, oh, I'd like to put a song out, to now I'm signed to a major label. And like they're telling me, oh, you've got to get a lawyer, you've got to do all this. I was like, I don't know the first thing about any of this. So my head was a bit all over the gaff, but yeah, it started off all right. Just ended up going to meetings with the label. They're telling me about getting a stylist for me, and which I didn't really agree with, because the style they wanted me to go with was not my style.
Style meaning clothing.
Yeah. Like they basically draw up like a vision board of what they want you to start off wearing, and then gradually, as you get more popular, they start putting you in. Well, never went that way, but they wanted me to just wear like Nike, North Face, and 110s basically, and I've never really wore North Face or 110s.
Yeah, that's never been you, like the whole time we've known each other.
So, I mean, I like the odd 110s and that, but I've never really been like.
You've always had your own fashion sense.
Yeah.
That's the way to say it.
Yeah, I've always liked to be different. We'll put it that way. Yeah, but so it was just all a bit like, whoa, do you know what I mean? And then it's weird the way they do it though, because it's kind of like not grooming, but grooming in a sense. Like, so when you go into these meetings, after the meetings, like, they'll take you to like, well, this is what they done to me. I don't know if they do this for all artists, but they were taking me to like the most bougie restaurants in London. Like, there's one called Yaucha, which is owned by Hakkasan, and it's like the size of the restaurant's like the size of Clayton Square shopping centre. And then bear in mind, I'm there in like cargos, like a Fisher hat and all this shit. And then all these people in here wearing suits and fancy dresses and all that shit. And then they just say, oh, order what you want, because we've basically got like this company card, like that we like. It's basically free money. It's like a black card. Well, even though they said that at first, I'm sitting there like looking for the cheapest thing on the menu, because I felt bad in it. So like I'm looking, even like the Kung Pao chicken and rice is like £48. I was like, that's way too expensive. But then after a little bevy or two, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get this. But yeah, but as I said, it's not necessarily grooming, but you start getting used to that lifestyle. So I feel like when you get used to the lifestyle, and then your lifestyle goes back from that to the way it was, which is what I was saying before about getting back on my feet for the last year and a half. Because, yeah, I'll go into more detail in a minute. Like, but because I feel like I'm going off on a tangent and I'm forgetting what I was speaking about
To be
initially.
honest, it sounded like you were going on quite a good roll anyway, I'm not going to lie, so it's absolutely fine.
Because I feel like, so the first song that they signed me for initially went not viral, but semi-viral on like Twitter the first day.
And that was the big song that you recorded here, wasn't it?
Yeah. So because the song's called Oyinbo, which means white man, and I'm basically saying like I might be a white man, but I'm different. You know what I mean? Like on Twitter, I got a lot of negative feedback, and it wasn't even people saying they didn't like the song. It was because it was an Afrobeat song, and I said "Big Batty Gyal," which is patois, like more Jamaican. But that song, I freestyled it. Like I didn't think about what I was saying, I didn't write it down and think, oh yeah, like I was just freestyling in the booth, and then so the label kind of like backed off. So they went from being all supportive of me to then like going a bit ghost for like a good 3-4 months, because they were like, oh, we want to let the hate die down first. With me personally, I would have just capitalized on it and released the next single like 2 months later, 3 months later, while people were still talking. But didn't go that way. They took a year to release the next single, and they just didn't put nothing into it. So that's kind of why I got signed for 2 singles. After the second single, it was like, okay, that's your contract, done now. So because they didn't put nothing into the second single, it was a bit like disheartening, kind of. So I think from then I just started going on a bit of a downward spiral mentally, because when you see people going from having faith in you to having no faith and no effort, it's a bit shit, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, like, because you were smashing it. Like, you were smashing your Grime, and that's the part about you that I love the most, actually, because I'm into Grime. White boy saying that. But I thought like you were absolutely smashing it, and obviously then you changed. You became much bigger with that change, and I thought, fucking fair play, lad. Fair play, like, well done. But obviously you were always on the up, and then today that you're not really doing anything now, lad. Like, even I feel a bit like, fucking like, shit, that lad. Like that, I feel bad. And like, it's not even like in a sympathy way or whatever. It's just, mate, I empathise with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially for people like yourself, obviously you've seen me fucking doing it all the way through school.
I've seen you from the beginning, like, basically.
Literally, yeah. Because we played for the same football team when we were 11, 12.
For Connect.
Connect, yeah.
Play for Connect.
Best team in Liverpool.
Yeah, that never won a single trophy, but it was mad.
We were still bad, though.
We play for Connect, play for Spartans, for school and that.
Oh, yeah,
but
Spartans.
we literally, lads, go all the way back. But I remember when you first started trying to get into music, you was year... Was it 7? I thought it was 8. It was year 7.
Yeah, I made my first song with Cast when I was 12.
Mm-hmm. What was that song?
We never released it.
Never did, okay.
No, it was released, but it was on... I don't know if you remember, Cast had his mixtape in school. It was called 12-Year-Old Bara when we were 12. It was on MySpace and that. But it was like one of 14 songs, but it was called 12-Year-Old Rampers. But it was my first time in the studio anyway. But because I used to like drawing, but I just started writing like bars on the pads. Then I heard Cass playing a song in the playground one day in year 7. And I was like, who's that? And he was like, oh, it's me. So I just said, I rap as well, but I didn't really. I just wrote a little bit. So he basically just said to me, oh, come to mine after school today, innit? And I'll show you like what grime is. And then went from there, Bob's your uncle. Yeah, well, and then I haven't stopped since.
I actually never knew that was the actual, like, the story for it, though. Like, I never knew, like, Cass told you to come round to us and start working on Grime.
And then the first day after I went to casts, when I was walking home through Shatty Park, I got chased. But it is what it is.
You got chased?
Yeah, it was my first like experience of like being like just there was just bare kids on top of the wall just going, yo, you little ballad, who are you? And then but me, I have my headphones in, so I'm just looking, like can't even hear nothing. I'm just looking, thinking, do I know these or something? And the next minute they just jumped off the wall, but luckily I was fast.
I'd be fucked there. If you scroll on the last episode, I'm slow, so I'll be at the back. But how long were you and Cass going together then in school?
I mean, we've been...
Because you two were like the main two for music, by far.
We've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
Like, we've had ups and downs and that, obviously, that's just life though, innit? But that's why I say he's more like my brother than a friend, because anyone who you can fall out with and then still have the same love for each other and pause. But yeah, like, like that's how lifelong friendships are built, you get me?
Yeah, so it's not always going to be a smooth ride.
Yeah. And to be fair, if it wasn't for him, I'd have probably quit in school.
How come now?
Or just all the people just chatting shit like, oh, what are you doing? That leave it to cast. Like, why are you trying to be black? All of this shit. Like, and to be fair, I don't think I gave myself enough props for that, because I never really see myself as thick-skinned until I look back now, and then I see like how, even though I was constantly getting people chatting shit every day, I still kept doing it anyway and didn't let no one tell me otherwise. So
yeah, because the way that you put it like that, and I'm thinking about it, at the time you didn't seem thick-skinned. You seemed like you got wound up dead easy.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to punch people's heads in for all that.
I've got ADHD, so I just get a little temper.
Yeah. Have you actually?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Neither did I till I was 19.
That's why I didn't know then. But when you say that now, like looking back in school, obviously Cass kept you going, which is fucking boss. But the fact that you actually did keep going actually does show how thick-skinned you are. Loads of people would have quit it, whatever it was, they were getting ripped over.
Yeah, I feel like it all changed when we released a song called Back to Back. I don't know if you remember the Back to Back song that me and
I do. I don't remember the title.
Yeah. And then it was weird because that was the first time I realised, yeah, this is what I want to do. Because until then I was just doing it for like, because I enjoyed it, it was fun. And then because I started doing shows when I was 12, just like little youth centres around Liverpool and that, with a guy called Sam, and he used to pay us like a 5 or a 10 at a show. But like obviously when you're 12 years old, that's like, yeah, I can get some sweets now. Yeah. But yeah, so when me and Cash released Back to Back, that was at the start of the December, and then at the end, 27th of December, I think it was 2012 or 2011. There was a show in the Picket, which is now called District, and it was basically like an under-18s rave. Cass was performing, so he said to me like, come down, we'll perform that song like on my set. And I remember coming out, and it must have got like 15,000 views or something, because obviously Cass was popular in it, like, so. But for me that was like, whoa, because this is when YouTube wasn't even like big like that, so even just getting like 10,000 views was like a big thing. So I remember coming out to do that song, and like so many people in the audience are like singing the bars back, and I think that was the moment when I thought, yeah, I want this.
What was going through your actual head, if you can remember? Like, what thoughts were there of everyone's like singing the song back to you? You've had 2 years of people giving you shit and all that. There might have been times you thought, I don't want to do this anymore. Cash was like, nah, keep going, keep coming. Yeah. Come to this show tonight. And now everyone's like singing the bars back, rapping it back, or whatever it was. And now you're just like, yeah. Yeah,
it was strange. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just strange because, like, obviously I knew a lot of the people who were there anyway, just from like chilling and talk stuff with Cast and that. But like the way they were with me before the set compared to the way they were with me after the set was night and day. Like when I come off, like everyone's like giving me like bare love, like just
you essentially won respect.
Yeah. Basically that's what it felt like.
You won respect.
It was like don't know if you've seen the film, like White Men Can't Jump and that, but like when they're all doubting the white boy and then all of a sudden they were all giving me like respect and showing me love. It was nice to like finally be appreciated in a sense. So yeah, that was the moment that made me think, yeah, I want to do this.
What do you reckon, lad? Sorry. What do you reckon's been like the hardest thing getting into like that kind of industry? What's been like your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge personally was just being a white boy that makes predominantly black music.
I was going to say, like I'm not even trying to take the piss, but you are the Scouse Eminem.
Yeah,
That's essentially what it is. You just lived 8 Mile.
Yeah,
You're the white boy that wants to make rap music or grime at the time, and everyone's like, nah, this is our music kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm going to come in.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, because, I mean, growing up and stuff, I had a lot of African friends anyway, like, where I lived, like, on the streets that I lived on, I had a lot of African friends. Like, they didn't go to our school or come to footy or nothing, but, like, they were just there on my street.
The one just round there? Just off Bowler?
Well, not that one per se, more like, it's so random. One of them was in Old Swan.
Yeah.
But like now we're like lifelong friends as well. Like there's a guy called Roderick. He's from Congo, but him and his brother, we became friends when we were like 6, 7, and now his 2 sons are my godchildren. Do you know what I mean?
Wow, that's it.
So it's like I've always been, and then obviously I'd meet people through them, like meet people through Cast, Sam, like literally from like 7, 8 onwards, I was just around like a lot of like African and Caribbean culture. Like, so I think that's where the influence for like the Afrobeat and stuff came from as well. And I don't know, I just felt they're very welcoming people, so I always felt like not at home, but like at home around like in them spaces. So I can't remember what the point of the question was, but oh yeah, so like that's being around that culture more and doing
Getting accepted.
Yeah, and doing more black orientated music was probably the hardest thing for me, because obviously you get the whole, why are you trying to be black? Do you think you're black? And I never did, but it's just like when you're around certain people all the time, you pick up the mannerisms because everyone's a product of their environment. So even the way I speak, the way I dance, the way I sing, like it was always influenced by the people I was around. So that was probably the hardest thing about getting into it for me. It was just more so to being accepted. But not even just to being accepted, it was just people understanding.
The perception of you.
Yeah, the perception of me, yeah. So it's just people it was always me questioning, why do people not understand me for who I am?
So
if that makes sense.
Was it like a lot of self-doubt and that? Would you say anyway? Because you knew that you were talented. Obviously, I feel like I can speak for everyone in St. Francis. We all knew you were good, but we all took the piss because we were all in school. And everyone wants to be friends with each other, and everyone wants to go, what's the joke today? Connor's trying to make grime music, let's take the piss out of him. But everyone knew that you were good.
Yeah.
So was there any self-doubt that everyone's saying this about me, I shouldn't be doing it?
I feel like I think any artist who says they don't have self-doubt anyway is chatting shit. Like, I still have self-doubt today. Like, even when I got signed, I was like, why am I getting signed? Like, because I know, like, so many talented people in Liverpool who I feel like equally deserve that opportunity. I still doubt myself to today.
What would take you then to not doubt yourself anymore? Because like I said, you know you're talented.
When I'm rich.
When I'm rich.
But
if you're doubting yourself and you're going to be rich, so let's just take it back one step. You sign for this big company that's had Bruno Mars, Cardi B, and that. So you're there, but you're also now saying to yourself, why am I getting signed? But if you became rich, would you not say to yourself, how did I make all this money?
Probably, yeah. No, but it's weird because as I said, when I go to London and stuff, like I've made a lot of friends over the last 3 years who've been successful artists who are still successful artists, and they'll tell me, oh, like, see, you're a genius, or you're this, you're that, like, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, I don't feel like one, do you know what I mean? But it's hard to like grasp how other people see you, because at the end of the day, you're your own worst critic. So people can tell me I'm like the best in Liverpool, which I'm not saying I am. I'm saying, but someone could tell me that and fully believe that in their own head, but I will never see it myself.
So let me go back to the exact same question before.
Yeah.
How would you be able to see yourself as the best in Liverpool without money? Like, let's literally make you go look at yourself in the mirror and be like, Connor, lad, you're the best in Liverpool. You gotta believe it because you've got the talent.
I think sometimes I'll have days where I do believe it, like, because I look at me portfolio and look at all the stuff that I've done and think about all the stuff that I've done, and I'm like, fuck, I've actually like done a lot, like. But I think I think it's more about when times get tough and life gets hard, or that gets pushed to the back of your memory, because now you're just focusing on the negative of life, which is probably where I'm at now. That's why sometimes I'll just sit there and look through all my old videos on YouTube, log into my old Facebook and watch all the videos of the performances that I did. Basically.
So you to get back into music is obviously going to take quite a few steps, right people, right songs. Are you going to go back down the route of Grime, or are you going to go with the Afrobeat stuff? Because, like I said, I'm not a fan of Afrobeat overall.
Yeah.
So when I heard yours, I respected it, but it was one of them. It never vibed me. When I heard you spitting bars and Grime, I'm proper like going, go lad.
I think where I'm at now, because I never really wanted to go fully down that route anyway. It was just like the song Oyinbo was actually made for like a few of my friends who said it at a party. Like, we was all just drunk, and then one of them kept saying like, Oyinbo man can dance, and I said, and then he was like, oh, you should make a song called Oyinbo and just say, yeah, I'm an Oyinbo, but I'm the baddest Oyinbo. So I said, do you know what, next time I go studio, I'll do it for you as a joke, and then just send it to you. And then obviously I never thought nothing was gonna come of it. I had my studio session, I had like 20 minutes left, so I thought, fuck it, I'll just have a little vibe. Found the beats on YouTube there, and then started just freestyling the song. And then as I said, when I showed it to me former manager that day, when he asked me to go chill, it didn't even have verses on it. It was just the chorus, because I was never planning to do nothing with it. And then, but I think the whole Afrobeat thing came more from me former manager wanting to go down that route, as opposed to me. I was trying to create a fusion where I don't know how to describe it. It's like
where you can interlink both of them together.
So like I've got so many songs there where I'm doing the Afrobeat, and then I'll start rapping, and then go back into that, because I wanted to show, like, I wanted to pay homage to like the culture that I was around growing up, but also show what I believe my strong point is, which is obviously the rapping and stuff like that, because I wouldn't class myself as a singer. I mean, I know I used to love singing in the streets and that when we were kids, just on a random one.
Me and you walking past the Aldi, going down towards Hot Road, and you singing Aya's Replay.
Yes, I was literally about to say that. Well, like, I've always enjoyed singing, but I'm not the best singer in the world, so just, for me, I just make it more for vibes, because I like making music that I would dance to myself. So that's where I probably got the love for that from as I got older. But yeah, I think now where I'm at, I'm trying to find a middle ground between the two. So I'm not trying to be an Afrobeat artist, I'm not trying to be a grime MC, I'm just trying to be me.
Yeah. I like the idea as well, the fact that you're trying to interlink both of them together, because I feel like you're going to be able to do that. Obviously, I don't want to have any clue, but is there any artists that have attempted it and succeeded, or has anyone even attempted that to mix Afro and grime or Afro rap?
I mean, there's a lot of songs that have like an Afrobeat singer and a rapper on, but I'm not too sure if there's anyone who's done both themselves.
I should go for
Like
it.
they'll do
lads.
one or the other, do you know what I mean?
Like I reckon after this, you just go on. You can stay in here if you want. Just go on, just start just making all the tunes.
Yeah, literally.
Hey bro, I was gonna ask, like, so now looking at what everything that you've done, like looking forward, what does success look like to you?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Without money. But, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
He mentioned money before.
Yeah,
I want to see what it's actually
as a
like.
whole.
As a whole,
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, when I say about money, I don't even
Yeah.
mean just for myself. Like success for me would be being able to just say to my parents, "You haven't got to stress no more. Like, is a house is like, do you know what I mean?
That's my aim.
Like,
That's my aim.
I don't care about nothing else. Like, money is all good, like, but money comes and goes. I'd rather just be able to put them in a position where they never have to worry again. That's success for me, because then I can just focus on myself. Then I don't have to worry about them anymore.
Financial situation.
Yeah.
So,
I respect that. I say that's exactly what I want to do. Like I've told people. I don't think I've even actually. Well, I don't think I've told my mum and dad. But that's why I want to retire them.
Yeah.
Like I want them to not worry about anything. I want to be able to like buy my dad like a nice car. I'm going to tell them everything that I want to do now. So
That's so crazy as well, because literally before I came here, my dad put a video on the telly on YouTube of like kids surprising the parents with retiring them. I was like, yeah, you're throwing hints there.
But that's like that is the dream. Like for me, and it probably is for a lot of people, like yourself and that. Being able to like retire people that have given you so much, or tried to give you so much, is just like I feel like that's the ultimate gift back.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not really buying any Christmas presents at the minute for anyone, because I'm just saving for that moment.
Yeah, saving for that moment.
Every penny counts.
Yeah. I'm going to use that one.
Yeah.
But
But
getting that this year because I'm saving it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to retire me as well? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
it was, but I feel like, because growing up, we were never like rich. I wouldn't even say we were like financially okay most of the time. We were just getting by, do you know what I mean? But they still made sure, because I'm an only child, they always made sure I was doing activities after school, like going to, because I got bullied in primary school, so putting me into martial arts, which obviously comes into like discipline aspect as well. And like I got a lot more self-confidence after going to martial arts. Football, snooker, like no matter what it was, they always found the money to put me into something. So I was never lonely. I was never just like, I was always busy, and they always pushed me to be the best that I could be as a kid. So I think that's why retiring them means more to me than me.
By you living your own successful life.
Yeah.
So you giving back is like the main thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like anyone's got to respect that no matter what. But how much do you put down to your success so far to your mum and dad?
Yeah.
Because were they like supportive when you first started your music, or were they just like, oh, he's got a hobby, he's having fun?
I mean, like, they've always been proud of the music stuff, but I feel like, I mean, me dad's a bit like, not like a bit old fashioned, so he's more like, he was always like, get a trade. That's like, never understood like how far music can take you. But I remember after I had that first meeting with the label, and I came out of that meeting, I rang my dad straight away. And bear in mind, me and my dad are not like affectionate men. We don't like tell each other we love each other and all that. I remember I rang him after I got out of the meeting. I said, I've done it. He said, done what? I said, oh, do you want to sign me? Like, I've been signed. And he was like, have I ever told you I'm proud of you? I was like, no, not really. He said, well, I am. But like, that's our way of like, but made me a bit emotional, that, you know what I mean? But yeah, just like, my mum was always like, chase your dream. Like, my mum's always been me little fighting in my corner, do you know what I mean?
Because I always remember, sorry Tim, but I always remember your mum was the one that was stood next to you at footy, because obviously we play footy. I was just, your dad was probably there, but I always just remember your mum. It was always your mum.
Yeah, my mum's always been everywhere. Like my first show, my mum was there. Used to do like talent competitions or all the little things. My mum would always want to come and watch anyway. Like a lot of the time she dragged me dad along, like, but yeah, no, I just think my mum's always been in my corner. Do you get me? Like, whether it was like when I done taekwondo, when I done snooker, everything. Like, I mean, my dad got me into snooker. My dad got me into like boxing and all that stuff. But I feel like when it comes to like actually coming and like being there as such, like actually turning up, because my mum would always be ringing her mates going, "Oh, Connor's performing in the Nugent Park Festival on this day, be there." So yeah, my mum's always been me little don't even know what to call it.
Sidekick.
Yeah, like me little cheerleader. Yeah, which is nice.
I could be completely wrong with this, but it's just a question that popped in my head. Was obviously your man is always there. Your man is your sidekick, your cheerleader, whatever the word is that you want to say. But do you feel like you'd always find yourself trying to get not approval, because that's too strong, like the pride, respect from your dad of you've made it?
I think that's every son though, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every kid wants to make the parents proud, but I feel like most lads always find it harder getting the respect from the dad than the mum, because most of us are mummies boys, let's be honest, like especially as kids, like, but like mum will love you no matter what. I feel like dads are harder to please. I don't know if that's everyone, but my own personal experience, I would definitely say my dad's harder to please than my mum. But I mean, my dad's one of them. He shows me he tells me he's proud of me without saying it, if that makes sense.
So what? So he tells you that he's proud of you, but basically you just
Doesn't
can't.
actually say the words.
You just know that he is without him actually saying it. Yeah. So what did that actually feel like then? Because I know that you said that you got emotional when your dad went, "Have I ever told you I'm proud of you?" And you was like, "No, nah, you haven't." But like, what did that actually like feel for yourself? So if you can remember that moment, because
I mean, I was in the taxi. I was in the taxi going back to my manager's house. I've got one manager, and we're all squashed in the back of the Uber, and yeah, I did sit there and have a little cry, like for a good like 20-30 seconds. But it wasn't like sad tears. It was like, it was a nice moment, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then I feel like now we're back at a point where, because I've been in the deal and I've lost the deal, it's gravitating back towards the get a trade, and so it's gone full circle now, do you know what I mean?
So it's gone full circle. Your dad's going to be like, "All right, you've done the music, you hit this, you hit that. Now it's time to maybe get a trade." Like, as you said, he's old school, which is expected.
Yeah.
How much are you fighting not going down the trading route? Because a lot of people can just kind of just give up on like what they really want to do, and then go down, get a job. Oh, it's decent money, this. Actually, you know, I'll stay with this a bit longer. Before you know it, 10 years have gone by.
Yeah.
And what, do you reckon you're fighting that off a little bit on the hope?
Not really. I think I'm at a point where I know I need to just take one step back to take 5 steps forward. So at the minute, I'm just more focusing on making money and getting back into a place financially where I can say, okay, now I can go back and give even more than I gave the first time in music. Because I think sometimes I'll say to myself, like, you're 26, 27 now. Like, in music industry terms, that's old. But we're not old, you know what I mean?
No, but do you reckon... Because I wouldn't say that counts as you being old, because you've already made music. It's like Adele, she'll get off for 5 years and then call her album 21 because she's 21 and come back at 31. I feel like you've got loads of time still, and you're gonna be smarter. You're probably gonna have more knowledge, more bars, you could even have more music sitting there that you're not telling us.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I've got loads, but
Yeah. So I feel like you've got loads of time, and you've probably got more time to make more connections as well.
yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Like what I want to do, or what I've been wanting to do for a good few years now is go to Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa, just to spend a little bit of time out there, because I've got friends out there who they've come over here and performed with me, but now I want to go over there and just be out there for a bit and just, I don't know, forget about the stress back at home for a little bit and just enjoy life.
Hey bro, I was just gonna ask, like, if you could work with any free artist in the world, Grime or Afro, like, what would be your top 3 people that you'd want to work with? I was gonna say top 1, but top 3 if you want. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we're talking Afrobeat, it'd have to be like Wizkid, One Day Cole, or Tiwa Savage, which I don't know if you know the last two. You probably know Wizkid because he's got songs with like Skepta and Drake and stuff. Grime, it'd have to be old school Grime people like Gets, Chip, and that's a tough one.
Yeah.
There was a guy called Dot Rotten.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so it'd be Dot Rotten, Chip, and Gets. That'd be my main 3. Oh no, but I can't forget D.E.E. That's my big bro. D.E.E. is a legend, man. But I'm talking like just in terms of style, because my Grime is quite aggressive, so I feel like Chip, Gets, and Dot Rotten would suit the style that I do. But if
not back.
nah, I like Skepta, but I mean, I was more, yeah, like I was just more, I don't know. I like the aggressive Grime, like Tempety,
So proper psyched up.
yeah. But
I remember you brought out a tune on SoundCloud. It was you done like your own remix of Stormzy's
Big for your boots.
Big for Your Boots. And I always remember, I can't remember any other lyric from the whole song, but I always remember you going, she does this, she does that, she's too shit, he thinks she's black. And every time I heard that, I always thought, Sorry, yeah.
No, it's all right.
I had to get that out.
The way you just said that then, that's how I was when I was in the booth recording it, because I was like, that bit came from like
from the heart, like from deep down.
Yeah. But so I think, yeah. But
gigs be on your list?
don't get me wrong, I do fuck with gigs heavy. I just don't think, I mean, to be fair, if it was a song like Lochdo, like legendary, but I just don't think like my sound would go with his sound, if that makes sense.
But don't you reckon you could?
I could adapt to that sound.
Not even adapt to it, you just can make it work by doing your own part. So like if you're thinking about bringing Grime and Afrobeat together, I feel like 2 different tempos of Grime could go together much easier.
Yeah. I mean, gigs does gas me a little bit, like, but I think for me personally, because I've never really listened to much gigs besides the commercial songs, that's probably why it wouldn't, like, that's just personal preference though, do you know what I mean? But if I could work with anyone, like, just as an artist, like, no matter the genre, it'd have to be Eminem, man.
Hey!
It would though. Because I feel like Eminem was like one of the predominant artists for all of us when we were kids. Like,
I still listen to all of his old stuff today, even driving here today.
Yeah.
Glad.
Like, so yeah, that would have to be it for me.
Yeah, we're so white.
But, do you know what? It's like I just want to make, but I don't think I'd want to make like a serious deep song with him. I'd want to make like the We Made You song. Remember that?
Was it when we walk through the talk? Yeah.
Like that.
It was clear.
And and that fact, what was it? Fact. Yeah, that one was too funny.
Fuck was funny. Sorry if I had sweat pits there. Lifting my arms up. Yeah, but I never saw Chip. And I'm saying this to you just in case you agree. But I never saw Chip as that like aggressive Grime. Like I always remember Chip as Chipmunk.
He used to beef with like Bugsy, didn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the grimy is probably not as mainstream. His grimy stuff.
Nah, Chip's pen game is just different.
Is it? I can't remember. I think it was an interview or someone was talking, and he said like, "Who do you think's like one of the best in the game at the minute?" Someone said Chip. I was like, "What?" But I don't listen to him, so mine was just always Chipmunk.
Yeah, I'll send you some songs later. Like he had a song called Muhammad Ali when he was like 17 or something, but he was just very, very good for his age, and I feel like he stayed consistent. Even I mean he went commercial for a bit, but when everyone tried to take the piss and say that he was a sellout and all that, when he came back, he basically just showed everyone that I'm still better than all these at Grime, so I just rate him.
That's really fair.
Any collabs with anyone like down south?
So I've got a few collabs with an artist called Yuji. I've got some with me boy Fire. Fire Nair, his name is. He's not like me, but he's Jamaican. House. It sounds more like Afrobeat, but it's what they class as
House.
Yeah. So he released a song about 3 years ago as well. That was really like one of the predominant Amapiano songs. So there's him. I said Yuji. See, I've done that many. I forget sometimes. Trying to think. I mean, my last single, On the Low, I actually wrote it with a guy called AV and a guy called Louis Sen. So Louis was like, I don't know if you've ever seen Adulthood.
Yeah.
Remember the theme tune when it goes, gotta go from kidhood to adulthood, and then he goes, I know. The guy that sings the I Know. So him, he done like the theme song on Shank, the film Shank. So he like, we done a song, but now because obviously the label not letting me release songs and that, he's decided to do it with someone else. But yeah, I've been working with quite a few people, to be fair. I've got a song with this Nigerian artist called Harry Song. He's like kind of like an OG in Afrobeats, so he's like older than Wizkid and all that, but he's like huge in Nigeria, do you know what I mean? So I've got a song with him which I want to release, but I know that I'm better than that now, so I don't really want to release it, which it kind of seems like a waste of time and money, but it is what it is.
Is it basically like ready to go? Like if you release,
yeah,
there's a button called release.
Yeah, it's ready to go. We've paid all the fees, like all the paperwork signed, and that's just, it's just.
And you can't release it because there's no point that you can't release it because of the deal that you had.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say that. I think I actually can't release that one because I think me old managers own that one. So yeah, if they're watching, you can release it. Probably help me.
Yeah, I was maybe gonna ask you then. So like, now that you've obviously had record deals, you've been signed, you've experienced that. So like, what kind of advice would you give yourself going back into sort of like if you were talking to your former self like in school? Would there be like any advice that you want to give like tell yourself, like, do you know what I mean?
That was deep.
I know. Get a bit deep on it.
This is where the deep combos come in now.
No, I'd basically just say to myself, clue yourself up on the business side of the music industry, because that's one thing that a lot of artists don't actually look into. They don't look into the music business, and that's how they end up getting fucked over, because
Contracts and stuff, do you mean?
like you don't know nothing about it. You just make the music and hope that someone's gonna sign you and you'll get money, but you don't like you. I'd tell myself to pay more attention when I went to college and they were teaching us the business side of things. Because in college I used to just sit there like, oh fucking hell, this is boring. Do you know what I mean? Because I was just like, I want to make music. I want to make.
But yeah, as a musician, an artist, that's what your main drive is. You know what I mean?
It's the music.
But you'd probably say invest a bit of time in learning the business side, contracts, and the bigger picture.
100%. And I'd have put more time into. I'd have put more money into myself, because I feel like when I was working, when I was younger, I used to just enjoy the party life too much. So I feel like if looking in hindsight, I would have put more money away to invest into my music. So I'd say to any upcoming artist, like, work now, party later. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's easy to get caught up in, especially because I used to do shows like every other week. So I'd always be doing shows and getting free drinks, or they were getting me a booth and bottles, and I'm just there like just thinking, yeah, party.
You weren't thinking long term?
Yeah.
You're there for the moment, though, aren't you? You're young. No one's expecting a young lad who's coming up in music to be like, I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to go out and enjoy myself. I'm going to put money aside.
Yeah.
Because age comes into it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like the maturity. But for a lot of us, because I would say, out of all the kids that we knew, the only one that comes to mind about being good with money was P. Like, I always met one thing P said, going to the shop, and he had a note, I think it was a tenner, and he went, I'm not getting a drink. I went, why? He went, I'll break into my note. I went, yeah, but you're going to buy it anyway. But no, because if I break into my note, then I'll have coins, and then the coins will go quicker.
Yeah.
He's the only one that seemed clued up about it, though. So for us being younger and going out, that's all we want to do. Want to go out, want to be with our mates, want to have a laugh, make memories, get heavy pictures, put them on Insta. No one ever thought to stop us and go, wait, you can do this. You can have a future, lads. You can just don't go out, because we would have been like, no. Go on Black Rabbit now, lad, in a bit.
Yeah, and I think another thing I'd probably say to myself is don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was 19, I come out of college one day, and someone sent me a link on Facebook, and it was like, don't know if you remember Grime Report TV, when they used to interview Big Nasty and do the £5 munch and all that stuff. Yeah. They'd put like a video on YouTube saying top 10 MCs in the UK to look out for 2016. And because I was like, this when I was doing the rap battles and stuff, so I was having like a little clash with this person, that person, so I thought, is this person sending me this video to like rub it in my face that someone else has made it onto this list? Then when I've clicked on it, the first person that came up was me. But I feel like, because I was young, that went straight to my head. Like, I literally was like, yeah, I'm the man now, do you know what I mean? Like, no one can chat to me, but I feel like that's one big mistake that I've made that I will never make again, is getting ahead of myself. Because I've done it then, and I've done it when I got signed, when I thought, yeah, we've got this so much money off the label, I'm in my own apartment. That's when it was just like I had my studio in my apartment. I could have been so productive with that time that I had in the apartment, but I was more focused on just like get the boys round, get drinks, invite girls, like let's party, do you know what I mean? And I wasted way too much of that time doing the wrong thing, instead of thinking, okay, got my own space now, got me money, what can I do next to get to the next step? I just thought, right, with a major label, they're going to do everything for me. Just party. Which was the completely wrong decision, do you know what I mean? I ended up putting on too much weight in the wrong places and just letting myself go completely, when that was my chance to
grow.
Yeah, that was my chance to grow, and instead of growing, I fucking just fell into bad habits even more so.
So are you a free agent now then? Like who manages your social media? Who manages your
It's all me now.
events? Is it all just you?
Yeah, all me now.
Yeah, because I remember when you got took over on your Insta and your account
that was
unfollowed
so
me. I
annoying.
was like,
That was so annoying. That was so annoying. Like me, I had both of my managers signed into my Instagram to like make sure I wasn't saying no dumb shit to girls, which I probably did anyway. And I probably have. Let's just hope I don't get cancelled. But I feel like they were unfollowing like my family members as well, like because they don't know who my family are. They were unfollowing so many people saying, "Oh, they're not relevant because they can't help you out." And I was like, "But you're unfollowing people I've known since I was 11 years old. Like you could have just sat down with me and I would have told you who's irrelevant and who's relevant." But instead they just went, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God. The amount of messages I used to get every day, like, why have you unfollowed me? Have I done something wrong? I was like, no. And then I'm following them back and then they're going to me, what are you doing? I was like, you're unfollowing people, like...
You had no control over your own social media?
No, not really.
that's a big thing though, isn't it? Like where people start getting fame and like managers come in.
I feel like that was probably a big downfall to me relationship with the label as well, was because me managers were the middlemen between me and the label. So the label would always ask them for my approval and stuff. So like say we done a photo shoot, they'd send the pictures and say, does Ceeze approve of these pictures? And there was a few times where I didn't even see the pictures, or I would, and I'd tell them which ones I approved of, but they'd upload the other ones anyway, because they thought they were better than the ones that I liked. I'm like, it's pictures of me. Do you know what I mean? Like even the picture on my Spotify, I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate
You had no
it.
control over it?
No. Like it's got like lens flare in the picture and everything. It's not a good picture.
So basically you had no control over anything.
Over anything. No.
So you
All I
were
had
basically
control
just a
over-
number.
Yeah. All I had control over was like creative freedom.
Yeah.
So I could make whatever music I wanted to. But when it came to like
Social media?
yeah, social media, like just anything else besides the music, then
So is
I have
anyone
no
like
control.
doing like any bookings or management or any kind of
in my
getting
opinion,
your brand out there at the minute? Or is it just independent?
yes, just independent. But I mean, in terms of shows, I've got a friend called Adam who's helped get me a few bookings and stuff. Yeah, shout out to Adam. He got me on it was called Seaside Weekender in July just gone.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, so he got me on main stage, so it was like me, Soul Solid Crew, Bugsy Malone, Jordan McCann, Be Real, Trems. So it was a good lineup, but it was funny enough because that day, the day before, when I'm sorting out my set list and I'm thinking, okay, do this song, that song, this song, that song. And I remember waking up in the morning and going, wait there, looking at that lineup, nobody is coming to see someone doing loads of Afro beats because the whole lineup's just rappers. So I said, okay, cool. Come out, done Oyinbo first. My boy Fire came up from London to support me. I let him do one of his songs second because it was a half an hour set. And then after that, I just done all my old grime stuff and a few drill songs. But the reaction that I got was boss.
Good.
The right crowd for that.
Yeah, it was the right crowd, yeah. 'Cause I didn't want to sit there boring everyone with me little singing and dancing for half an hour.
So there's like one thing, like obviously I'm not far from being done, but everything we spoke about so far, I have one part that really interested me is knowing you went from being a kid that's going to like these shows and performing, and now all of a sudden you meet this lad in the studio. Turns out that he wants all of his mates in order to hear this, and everything starts just going up and up and up. What was it actually like for you mentally when all that started actually like coming down? Like your alone times, what was your relationship like with friends or family? Anything?
I'd say that part of my life nearly ruined a lot of friendships
Yeah.
because so many people could see the bullshit that I was just being oblivious to by choice. Do you know what I mean? So like people say, oh bro, be careful with like if they offer you a contract, be careful, like make sure you get a lawyer to sign it, blah 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 blah. Because how I actually signed my contract with them after so until the meeting with Atlantic, we only had a verbal agreement that they were my managers, and then after that meeting, it was let's go back to the crib and celebrate. Like, we got a few bottles, whatever. And then when I'm pissed, one of them's come and just said, "Oh, we need to sign that to get the money off Atlantic." Because I'm pissed, I've just gone.
Yeah.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made. They're like, "Don't worry, your lawyer will call you in a few days and go through it with you." But I'm not thinking, but then I've already signed it anyway, so even if I don't like what he says, so anyway, just went with that. And as I said, I was, because I was in London so much at the time, I wasn't really speaking to anyone because I thought I just need to focus on what I'm doing. So I feel like it did affect a lot of relationships and friendships that I did have. Yeah, because I said I did jump the gun a bit as well. And I'm one of them, like, when I get like overconfident, I can come across as arrogant, which I've worked on now, but at the time it's very easy to get caught up in it again. So yeah, that was your question, innit?
The question was basically, how was your mental health after everything happened?
I say my mental health at that time is probably the best it had been. Since I came out of the contract, it's probably the worst that it's been.
But what was the worst? Like, what did it look like? Obviously, if you're fine talking about it, because I don't want to push you too much, but what did it actually look like?
I mean, my mental health was great because I was happy all the time, making music all the time, partying all the time. It just felt like I'd finally got a break from having to worry about working to make money and then hopefully I'll get somewhere. At that time, it felt like, okay, I've took the first step in order to get to where I want to be, so now I can just focus on music. Physical health, though, like, gain loads of weight, just getting too many bad habits, it's like just not being myself and then doing dumb. When you drink so much, you end up doing dumb shit, and then that affects relationships with people as well. Like, yeah, probably feel like that's why I'm single.
Did you? One thing I always find interesting is, did you turn to drink after everything went to shit? Because it's such an easy option for people to turn to, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then obviously being a lad that enjoyed going out, did you tend to drink more after the whole contract and management all went to shit? And it's like, there's no music coming in. Oh, the apartment's now gone. Like, everything started going downhill.
I mean, at first, not really. And then I think the first job that I got after the deal was in a pub, and I feel like the staff in the pub were just bad influences, especially the manager. Like, I mean, sound, but I mean, do you know when, like, after every shift he's like, "Oh, like, make us a drink on, like, let's have a lock in." But it's like, at the time, it's like, "Oh yeah, sound." But when you're working there for like 3-4 months and you're doing that like 5 days a week, so you don't realise that you're getting into a loop of just bevying all the time. I feel like at the end of, well, I'm saying last year, the year before now, 2022, the last like 5 months of that year, I probably did have a really bad drinking problem, which ended up absolutely destroying me relationship with me ex. Like, had me mum and dad worrying about me. I just went off the rails a bit, but then something happened that I won't say. But yeah, it just gave me 6 months to like stay in the house and just wheeze off it a bit, and just focus on getting back to myself. So obviously I ended up getting my CSCS card, getting a labouring job, and then it started going well for a bit. Like, took myself to Holland for a weekend, and like, it was just nice, you know what I mean? And then lost that job, and then it just went back downhill. Not in terms of the drinking, just my mental health has been downhill since, because I'll get bits of work here, bits of work there, but it'll look promising and then it'll go to shit. And I feel like when you sat there, applying for about 50 to 100 jobs a day and you're not hearing nothing back. It's a fucking joke, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd expect that you can't hear back from every job.
Yeah.
You? Do you reckon... I can word this. Do you reckon that if you never got let go from the music industry, you wouldn't feel as rejected from other jobs and your mental health wouldn't be as bad? Because obviously being let go from something or something going to shit, whatever way you want to describe it, or that going to shit or that rejection is now harder on you now, getting these jobs rejecting you or getting let go from them because something so big has happened to you.
Yeah.
Now even like, this job's gone, this job's gone, this job's gone.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all stem from like this.
Yeah, like they say bad things happen in threes, mine's happened in 20s. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like even the fact that I'm still going now says a lot about my character. Same way with in school when I said I didn't quit.
Yeah.
Like, it would be very easy for me to just say, fuck it, you know what, I give up on everything. But, I mean, my New Year's resolution this year is to just stay positive no matter what, you know what I mean? Because end of 2022, I mean, bit deep, tried to top myself in it. So, I feel like bouncing back from that, like, I'm proud of myself in a sense because I've been through so many downs in the last 3 years that I feel like most people that were in my position probably would have called it a day. But we bounced back, innit?
Perseverance.
Yeah. What did you say earlier? Minor setback for a major comeback. Yeah.
Well, basically what you're saying is you're a resilient bastard.
Yeah.
And I love it,
Try my best to be, yeah.
Lad, it's good though, because like that one says there, lad, believe in yourself, stay strong, never give up.
Yeah,
well in Andy, lad.
Yeah.
But no, first of all, like to bring it back to the
Andy,
seriousness, sorry to about that you tried to top yourself. Like I don't know if you've shown anything in me, like I've tried to do something like that. And it amazes me, like so far from this podcast, I think there's been about, episode 13 this is, I think probably about 5 or 6 people.
The lucky number?
I've
or
mentioned,
is it unlucky?
Unlucky. Right. If you're a goalkeeper in footy, it's lucky.
Yeah.
But I think it's about 5 or 6 people have mentioned that. I might be bigging it up a bit too much, but it's amazing that how many people are close to it. Some people think about it, or some people know people that go through it. But it's so common.
I'd say
nowadays.
even just thinking about it's scary.
Yeah, it is, lad. It's.
But I feel like when you actually sit back and think of not just yourself, it makes it a lot easier to stop thinking like that.
Yeah, that's what mine was.
Because
when
you realise about the people that it'll be affecting and stuff, because I had a friend commit suicide in 2022. I had a friend commit suicide about 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. I've had my family's friend commit suicide. I've seen a lot of suicide in my life, do you know what I mean? I've seen what it does to the people around them. So I feel like for anyone who's watching this who might feel like that, just think of the people around you, because the world doesn't revolve around you. And I mean, it's sad to say, but it's true. Like, it's easy. The worst thing you can say to someone who's depressed is man up. Especially as a man, that's the worst thing you can say to someone. If someone really feels beat down, battered, and don't tell them to man up. Just be supportive, talk, and let them know they've got someone to talk to, and then they will man up automatically. But being told to man up makes you feel like a bitch.
It does, lad.
Really, truly. So, like, it's the worst thing you can say, because it makes you feel worse rather than better. Well, yeah.
Well said, lad. Like, really well said on that one. I fully, like, I didn't even know anything about your life. Because obviously, like I said from the beginning, we haven't caught up in a minute. But like, was you going to say something then?
You know what? I was going to go completely back off topic. I was going to kind of go back into the music a little tiny bit. I've always kind of wanted to know, because I do business in uni. Like, that's what I do. I love business. Any kind of business, I'm just like all over it. So, when you get signed, and like obviously the managers, they control like your social medias, like your brand. How does like the the kind of like pay structure work? Because say for example you put some like a video or like music out there on YouTube. Obviously there's like the views and like the ad revenue, and you got like your events. So like, do you just get like your contract and like that's what they're gonna pay you regardless of X whatever happens after that? Do they get all that, or do you get a split of that as well, or how does it work in terms of streams or views or events?
You can tell Joe loves business. Fully tell he loves business.
I mean, when you get signed by a major, they'll give you an advance loan, and then
loan, so you got to pay that back.
Yeah. So
say it was $5,000.
So yeah, so we got 5 figures. I won't say the number, but you meant so. I should have. Where I fucked up was signing a contract where I gave me managers 50%.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Because managers in the music industry meant to take 20 max. But because there was 2 of them, I thought, you know what, fair enough, like
20 each.
Yeah, like the 25 each. No, because at first he was saying 25, but I thought they meant between the both of them, not each. So when I never thought nothing of it. Even when I found out, I thought as long as they're doing the job and they're getting me, like, it doesn't bother me, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone has to eat until we got the deal. And then, even though I had my apartment and my studio and whatever, I was struggling to buy food.
Yeah.
Like, I was struggling to eat. Because, as I said, we focused that much on the partying and stuff for the first few months that the last few months in my apartments was like, I was living off noodles.
Yeah.
But then when we're going out to the club, and my manager's taking me out to the club, everyone's thinking I'm doing so well because you're getting, like, I seen your videos got views, or your followers have gone up, or you, I like your clothes or something like that. But then in reality, I'm like yeah. But then when I'm going home, I'm like noodles. Do you know what I mean? Like, as just said.
So you basically you get your advance loan, and then they get all the stream money, event money. They get
it's all meant to be split, really.
Yeah.
But even with the advance, they fed it to me in like little 100s here, 200s there. But like, when I look back at it now, on my bank statements, it was like 150 that month. I'm like, but at the time I was like, oh yeah, like, cause like one of them was staying with me a lot, so we would buy shopping and stuff as well. But thinking about it really and truly, 150 this month, 200 that month, maybe 300 that month, or buy this, that, like, that's, when I worked it out over that year, I got less than what I would have got on universal credit.
Really?
Like, really, like, honestly, like, when I worked it out for the whole year, and it was, but then their argument would be, oh well, there's train fares, this fare, that fare, but like
studio time, videos.
But we didn't pay for studio time because I had my own studio, so I record myself, I engineer myself, and mix myself, produce it. Like, there was no like actual costs, and the contract that I signed with them was a production agreement, which says that they get money because they're providing the studio time and all this, but I'm doing that myself.
Yeah.
So
why were they getting a cut?
Exactly. So I should have got more money. So
they just doing your marketing for you?
More like the networking.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my managers actually shot the music video for Oyinbo, because he's like a cameraman for like Channel 4 and stuff, but he was never like as involved as the other one.
Yeah.
So like, I'm never like he was just there for like, I think just business support.
Yeah.
For me other one, but yeah. So
that's how it works then, like, yeah. So you get your advance and
but I'm meant to get my cut in a lump sum.
Yeah.
Not like, here's money for your apartment and then we'll feed you a little 100, 200 there, here and there. Like, it's not meant to work like that. But I don't think it's meant to work like that anyway. But
I'm not gonna lie, I can fully see you becoming a manager in the future, you know. Like, from how much you've told us, you told me snipping in the past, but from how much you've told me today, and like literally you've been completely done over, like big time. I can fully imagine you becoming a manager that does it right, does it fair, and actually gives people the genuine chance to be able to grow.
I mean, that's what I want to do in the future anyway. Like, still want to do music myself, but I do want to look into the management aspect of things as well, because I feel like there's a lot of artists in Liverpool that are better than the artists in London, but because they don't have the same like support and the same opportunities, like same contacts, they're never gonna get to where they need to be.
Could that be a way for you then to get back into music sooner? Start? Could be completely wrong. You know more about me. I mean, you know more about me. You know more about music than me. You're not making life inside and out. But do you reckon that could be a way for you to get back into music sooner? Start with young prospects. Start giving them the links that you got when you was younger. Take them places. And then maybe they can start making money or whatever. Then you can go, right, this is how it works. Obviously, if you want to come down that route, fine, we can do that. It gets you back in the music world. Yeah. Lets you start doing like your stuff. You become big time. They grow with you. You're a manager. You're an artist again. You give us money and sponsorships. But do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. That's definitely the route that I'm trying to go down anyway. Like I said, I want to start doing, like, I want to start managing, and I want to do A&R as well. Like A&R is more like artists and relations, so that's more like the networking side of things, like going to events and meeting, like speaking to the artists after the performance, saying, well, look, I know XYZ and I know this person, that person, like if you give me permission, I'd like to put you there and there, and then if that goes right, you get your
25%.
Yeah, you get your cut and like. But I feel like I'd be better at that because I'm a very like talkative person. I like going and socialising. Obviously, I wouldn't be getting pissed if I'm like working, but I mean, I just feel like that's more what I'd want to do in terms of life-wise, because I don't think anyone's really ever happy doing a 9 to 5. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I feel like that's definitely the route that I'm trying to go down, what you just said.
Good, I like that. But in terms of 9 to 5, I like my job actually, so just to let you know. Even though I work half 8 till 4, it's a bit different, but the principle of it is that. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have much more to think of. If anyone got any topics or questions that you want to ask, because I feel like Derek's sitting forward. Shit, it is.
So, obviously, a lot of people who are independent, they might say, you know, why would I sign for a label?
Sorry.
Ball rattling.
The mini X gonna wait.
Why would I sign for a label when they're just gonna rob me blind like these sorts that I've done with you? I'm assuming you sort of knew that before signing for a label.
Not really. That's why I said if I could go back in time, I'd tell myself to learn the business side.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say to any upcoming artist is don't sign to a label unless you have the leverage. Because a label, essentially, what they try to do, they try to make like they try to do something with me they've never done with any other artist before, which is sign me from the ground up. Usually they'll only sign people if they're already up, but for some reason they had faith enough in me to try and sign me from nothing and make me into something, which is probably where it backfired for me, because then I don't have any leverage. I can't tell them what I want to do. They tell me what to do. So I'd say for any upcoming artist, don't sign until your social medias at a certain point. Your fan base is at a certain point, your views are at a certain point, your music's at a certain level, because otherwise it's not worth it. You just get fucked over. Or could you sell it out in your own city? Like, there's all these other little aspects. So until you can do all these things and you have all these things, you don't have a leg to stand on in terms of negotiation. Like negotiating how much you get paid, what advance you get, nothing. So I'd say it's just better to stay independent
Get the numbers.
until you're confident that you can bring something to a label instead of letting them trying to bring something to you and mold you into something that you're not.
Still got your own studio?
No.
Have you not listened to this podcast?
Well, no, you
No,
said...
no.
Yeah.
I did have my studio till a few months ago, but that's
Oh,
What do you mean? He said he had his own studio?
Sorry, I felt like being aggressive. I was thinking
yeah,
of
yeah.
she's
Calm
used this,
down.
she's used that.
Chill out, bro.
no, it's
Donnie, you need to go to the gym or something.
no, that's a conversation for another time.
Test boosters are you kicking in? Donnie on the test.
Sorry, lad.
Yeah, no, I did have a studio. I just haven't got it anymore, but that's for a different conversation.
I was thinking business, but let's get some people in the studio.
Oh yeah, nah, that's what I used to do, to be fair. But yeah, I lost my studio a few months ago, so that's why I'm saying I'm trying to take a break, get back on my feet, get my equipment back, and then I can start going back to what I was. You know what I mean?
Fair.
He's getting it back.
Shut up, lad. I know, but lad, do you have anything else that you want to bring up? Or anything else that you want to say?
Me? Nah, I can sit here all day and speak mean, as you know me, I just ramble.
Yeah, that's what you do, ramble on.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said,
Just faffing.
faffing about.
Faffing about.
Faffing about. No,
Yeah.
joking.
You
No,
can cut all this out.
yeah. Nah, not really. Well, where do you see yourself going with the podcast stuff?
As big as it can literally go. Like, I don't know, people are going to be, oh, you only want success, you only want money, but I want this to have as many followers, as many subscribers, as much as anything. We make as much money, because then we can push it all back out. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to reach these levels in the slightest, but Mr. Beast is the biggest in the world on YouTube because he can make so much money, so then he can put more out.
You've got to speak it into existence.
Yeah, so that's what I want this to achieve. Like, I want to be in the next 2 or 3 to 5 years, because I know it's going to take time to grow. I want this to be the biggest podcast in the UK, and then obviously then we can branch out even further.
And I think it's good the way you touch on the mental health side of things as well.
Yeah, it's our niche, lad. It's what we're doing in here, because it's, how can I say it, a sort of market that could do it more work in there. So everyone talks about it. People put posts up. Oh, it's Men's Mental Health Month. But I didn't see anything else further on.
I feel like all the people who post about it don't understand it. They just post it because they want to post it and they want people to be like, oh my God, you're such a nice person.
Yeah, and you know, it could be, in a lot of people are like that, because social media gives you that, what is it, the endorphins that release in your brain when you get likes, and they've actually done a scientific research that links together. So if you get more likes, you feel happier.
Yeah, no, but I feel like you've always been like more of a nicer, caring person anyway, since we were kids.
Yeah, I'd always say, I know I've probably been a dick to people, and I've probably done stuff in the past. Yeah, but it's never been like malicious or whatever. I've always tried to be just sad. Like, I feel like in school I got along with most people.
Yeah.
So I'll bounce between all the I won't name anyone from school, but you can bounce between all the cool kids that you got along with and the footy lads, but then you can bounce around with the nerds. Like, I could go between everyone because I just got along with them. But after going through everything that I went through 3 years ago, something like that, with my mental health, it was always something I did become really passionate about because how much it affected me.
Yeah.
Then you see more people talk about it. Then you see more stuff on social media. Then you get a good reception when you start talking about it. And I always wanted to do a podcast for like the past 4 or 5 years. So I thought, why not make it a mental health one? And so far, like, it's been good. Every episode's been really good. I have to say that everyone's got a story to tell. And I'm proud of it, lad. I'm proud of the lads that have helped me, proud of me, our fella. And obviously I'm proud of everyone that came on, because it takes balls as well to come on and talk about stuff. Oh,
Yeah, definitely does. Round of applause for yourself. And
you two fucking clap in the background.
Without the bottom effect on it, loads of people going,
But no,
it's in front of a live audience. No,
everyone just stood outside. But that's the aim, lads. Be the biggest, be the best, because then we can share more. Be the best and reinvest. Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I know, but Conor, lad, seriously, thanks for coming on today.
No problem. Thank you for
More
having
than
me.
welcome to come back whenever you want. Because
Yeah.
I've actually really enjoyed it, and I feel like you've got more to tell.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more, but
Yeah, right, we'll leave that
Tip
for
of the
part 2 then.
iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. But thanks for everyone that's watched today, listened today. It's been an absolute pleasure having Conor on, and I hope that you really did enjoy it. Connor's doing a dance at the minute. But go and follow Conor on Instagram. He will be back soon. I know it. I know he's going to be back soon, not to put pressure on you. But if you are watching on YouTube and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Like, give a comment. We are always wanting more and more traction because, like I said, the more we get, the more we give out. Bigger guests, better episodes. So it's always going to be like that. If you listen on Spotify, give it a follow. It's on Spotify, it's a follow, innit? Give us a follow. And if you see any clips on social media, please share them out. But thanks for everyone coming out and doing today's episode. And thanks for everyone watching and listening at home. And we will see you on the next episode. Peace.
ciao.
Ciao.